Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dears, today we will discuss a new topic, and the topic which we are going to discuss is why atoms combine to form compounds. In the first place, we will discuss this, that why actually atoms are tend to combine and form compounds, different compounds. So there is a famous saying, if you know, never trust an atom because they make up everything. So if you notice that, it's a joke, uh, it is kind of a joke, because if you are trusting anyone and they can make up everything, so you should be much more careful. So it simply means for atom that atoms are actually the building blocks of everything. As you know that atoms are actually the basic units which any matter is made up of. So atoms, why are atoms so much in tendency to form, to combine chemically, to bond, to share electrons with other atoms of the same elements or different elements, and to get electronic configuration of the next noble gas elements and get stability. As a result of this combination, we get different substances around us. So everything that surrounds us is basically made up of two components, and everything that surrounds us is actually our environment, and our environment is made up of two components, that is biotic components and abiotic components. So everything, either it may be biotic components or abiotic components, these are made up of matters, and matters are made up of atoms. And when we are talking about atoms, so some atoms like helium atom, neon, krypton, xenon, radon, these are noble gases, as we have discussed it in our earlier videos. And they are very much noble. They do not react vigorously, or they are not reactive. As far as the other atoms, which are charged atoms like alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, they are very much charged and they are ready to react with other atoms. Why do they react with other atoms? Atoms react with other atoms in order to get the, as this statement suggests, that atoms of different atoms of same elements or different elements. For example, here we can see that this is the nucleus of a hydrogen atom. So hydrogen atom has one proton in its nucleus and one electron revolving around its nucleus. So here is the negative charge electron of this element. As far as the reaction is concerned, why do atoms combine? The atoms has a tendency to complete its duplets or octets, as the Lewis said in 1916, that the atoms are compelled to react with other atoms of the same element, like this is the hydrogen element. So these two hydrogen elements have one electron in their outermost shell. So what will they do to form a compound or a molecule? So in this situation, this very atom or this very atom, these two atoms of hydrogen will combine to form hydrogen molecule. So these are hydrogen atoms. Atoms are reactive. And why are they reactive? Because they want to fill their outermost shell electron. In this case, hydrogen atom, both of these hydrogen atoms want to fill their outermost shell electrons with outermost shell with two electrons. So this hydrogen atom will have to fill it with two electrons, and this atom will also try to fill its outermost shell with two electrons. In this way, they will form the molecule of hydrogen. This is the hydrogen molecule. So this hydrogen molecule has now one proton and two electrons, and this is the due to these two electrons that this atom of hydrogen now called molecule, and it is the most stable form of hydrogen that we find in our environment. So this way we can say that in Lewis explained that noble gases are stable and not reactive because they have complete duplets. Noble gases like this very hydrogen molecule, hydrogen molecule also has completed its duplets. It has completed its duplets because of the filling of these two electrons. One electron already this hydrogen atom has, and the other electrons this very hydrogen atom donate to this very hydrogen atom, or these two hydrogen atoms share their outermost electron because this hydrogen atom is also in need of completion of its duplet. So this way this hydrogen atom also completed its duplet. Duplet means to complete outermost shell with two electrons and get stability. And octet means if this is an atom, this is the nucleus, positive charge nucleus, and in octet rule we will have to fill the outermost electrons shell with 8 electrons. This is the octet rule. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. This is the octet rule. So electrons sharing is because of the atom's tendency to complete its octet or duplet, or in other words we can say that atoms do combine with each other to get stability. Atoms of other elements except noble gases combine with one another. Noble gases have already completed their duplets, as helium does completed its duplet, and other xenon, radon, neon, they have octet. They have 8 electrons in their valence shell electron. So if the valence shell is completed with 8 electrons, we say that it has completed its octet, it is now stable. And if the atom has completed its outer shell with 2 electrons, we say that it has completed its octet and now it is stable. So this way we can say that atoms do combine with each other except noble gases by chemical bonds and undergo chemical reactions in order to complete their duplets and octets and get stability and get stability. So it's all about stability. The elements atoms are unstable, they are reactive, and in order to become unreactive and become peaceful they need to complete their octets or duplets. This is the whole story of this very video. So next time whenever you are asked or questioned in an exam that why do atoms combine to form compounds, so this will be the answer, that atoms do combine with each other or chemically react with each other in order to get stability and become peaceful. And this is the thing that or discussed in this very video. Hope this makes sense to you. I will repeat it another time. If somebody asks you that why atoms combine to form compounds, so your answer should be that atoms do combine with each other in order to get stability. And in order to get stability, the atoms obey the Lewis explanation, which is the atoms either get stability by completing its duplets, which means they will get two electrons in the valence shell, or they will get stability by octet rule, which means that they will get 8 electrons. As here you can see, they will get the noble gas configuration, they will become noble, or like noble gases they will become peaceful and will not be reactive anymore. That's why when we keep iron made things in the outer environment, outside environment, it gets rusty because of the chemical reaction that taking place between different atoms which are present in the air, that is oxygen, which reacts with iron and form iron oxide, which we call rusting. So this is the whole thing. Rusting is nothing but a compound which is formed by the combination of different atoms of iron with air or oxygen. So when iron and oxygen react with each other, it means when they chemically react, iron atoms react with oxygen atoms, chemical bond formations take place, and this chemical bond formation get them into a stable state, which is the compound state, and then we can see that there is no more reaction until and unless the whole iron become rusty, and we get of that very compound the whole atoms get stable, gets that very stability, which is called the rusting environment. Hope this makes sense to you. If it does, please do comment and do share it with your friends. Allah Hafiz, take care.